Hello students, I am Frederick sir here. In this particular module, we are going to learn about the challenges to free and fair election from electoral politics. Though Indian democratic election is said to be free and fair, but how free and fair it is? It still has some challenges to go through. So let us see what are the challenges in Indian democratic election. Elections in India are basically free and fair. It is basically, not completely, not totally. So how basically it is? We know that the party that wins an election forms the government because people have chosen it over its rivals. Over its rivals means over its opponents. As you know, Indian democratic politics follow multi-party system. So a party has many other opponents to fight in an election. So the party which gets the majority vote forms the government. But this may not be true for every constituencies. Why it is so? There are two different questions arise during the election. Are the voters getting a real choice? The voters of a particular constituencies have their own choice to vote and elect a particular candidate as an MP or an MLA. But do they really get? Or some other person without being getting vote is elected and takes the seat? The next is, can an ordinary citizen hope to win an election? An ordinary person, a poor person, the one who is not well known, the one who is not popular in the politics, can he win an election? Yes, but mostly we see only the rich, those who have money and property, those who are well known, very popular, get the seat most often. So let us see what are the challenges in the election in Indian democracy. Candidates and parties with money have unfair advantage over smaller parties. The candidate, those who have lots of money, and the party, those who are well known, bigger party, they have lots of money. So they can spend lots of money in vote. They can unfairly bribe people to lure the people to vote in their favor. So in this case, the smaller party, they don't have this advantage to do. So the smaller parties lose automatically. Candidates with criminal connection push others out of electoral race. Some of the criminals, most of the criminals only get into politics. How? The criminals even sometimes murder the true candidates so that they will get the vote in place of the other candidate. So only the criminals, only the gundas, the rowdies get into the politics. Some families tend to dominate political parties and distribute tickets to relatives. You can see in Indian context many family members from the same clan, same family members, even parents, even children, even from the family, the relatives are in the politics because the tickets are given to the same people, the same family, and they are well known because of the parents or the one who is already in politics, and they easily get the seat, easily win the elections. So only the family rules. No real choice is given to voters as major parties are quite similar in policies and practices, because most of the parties, for example, if you see Lok Dal in Haryana, as you see in the beginning of the chapter, that they promise to waive out the loans of farmers and small businessmen. Almost the similar promises that other parties also give, that they will waive out the loans. They will do this and that to lure the poor people, and they really win. And it is difficult also for the people, the voters, to choose which party because they have similar objectives, similar manifesto. They express in their manifesto. Small parties and independent candidates have disadvantages as compared to bigger parties. Why the small parties have disadvantage? Because they are not well known. They don't have money and power so that they can bribe, they can advertise themselves, they can publicize themselves, they can print, banners and all that. So the bigger parties, they have lots of property, they have money, so that they could combinedly do it and popularize themselves in the media, and they can win. And the smaller parties, this is what disadvantages they have. These challenges exist not in India but also in many established democracies. So it is not the challenges that is faced in India, but other democracies around the world. Democratic political parties everywhere around the world, they use these unfair practices to win an election. That is why citizens, social activists and organizations have been demanding reforms in our electoral system. So that is the way, because of these unfair practices, bribing and all that, criminal activities, the electoral system should be changed. It should be much more stricter, so that there will be free and fair elections. The constituency, the voters, those who want a real candidate, the choice will be elected. The real choice that they have should be elected. Because of this unfair practices, the people of the country, the citizens, do not get their real choice as their political leader or the representative to their elected constituencies. So these are the challenges that Indian political democratic election faces. Thank you. If you have any doubt, you can clarify in the class.